Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica. I'm the creator of Once Upon a Pesto, and today we're going to talk about Belgium food and recipes. So, joining us today is Reggie. He is over in Belgium, and he is going to share all the exciting things that is involved in the food and dining culture in the country of Belgium. So we will get started here shortly. I encourage you to ask questions throughout the conversation and tag him. His handle is at Redgy, REDGY.S. And he will be and also look forward to conversations after. I'll be posting the video to my Instagram TV or Instagram videos, so you can also comment, ask questions there. And also, if you know someone who is, oh, there he is. Hello, Reggie. How are you?
Hello, Jessica. Fine, thanks.
So nice to have you today. I was just introducing you and what we're going to be talking about here. So Belgium and the food and culture that is in the the recipes and tradition of the country. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're located, and then we'll get started talking about Belgium's food.
Well, I live near Ghent. That's in the part of Flanders in Belgium, where we speak Dutch. So we have a French community, we have a Dutch community, and a German.
Okay.
So I live in the Flemish part,
Okay.
and I'm a cook for the federal police in Belgium. So and cooking is the passion. So.
How did you get started in your passion for cooking? Was that when you were really young, or was that something as you got older?
Oh, I was really young. When I was 14 years old,
Mhm.
I started in a restaurant to wash dishes, and I helped in the kitchen a little bit. And after some time, they asked me if I wanted to work in the kitchen, and so I went step by step.
Awesome. And what let's go right into, Belgium. And so for those watching, Belgium's a country in Europe, smaller compared to say Spain and Germany, but so
Yeah, it's about this big.
very small. Some people around the world may know Belgium for its waffles, for Belgian chocolate, but there's so
Yeah,
much more as we're going to discuss. So, Reggie, tell us about what is the most traditional dish in the culture in your country?
in Belgium, normally they eat uh, potatoes, boiled potatoes, meat, and their veggies. That's the normal food, but we have a lot of influences there from other countries. So
Mm.
if I drive 10 minutes, I'm in Holland. If I drive 1 hour, I'm in France. If I drive 2 hours, I'm in Germany. So we have a lot of cultures here also who the Arabic culture, they live here. So we have it from every country.
Uh-huh.
The, we don't eat everyday potatoes. Today we eat potato, tomorrow we eat pasta, we eat rice, we eat everything here.
Yeah, that's great. And I love just how it's a landlocked country, and like you said, so many
Yeah.
influences, like you said in the beginning with the language, but also in terms of food. So what culture do you say influences the food where you are most, and how is that?
I think it's the French. The French, the cuisine over there, it's a lot like ours.
Mm.
We they have some dishes we refined, and it works both ways. It's a lot about slow cooking and it's a very fine kitchen. It's yeah, the good living kitchen. We water, we use cream, we use everything, but we refine it so it becomes lighter.
Uh-huh. And what would you say in terms of the flavors that stand out the most in Belgium throughout? Are there certain herbs, spices? You mentioned the use of cream, and that's kind of the French use. But what
Yeah,
what what are
yeah.
your pantry
The
staple?
herbs, the herbs is like the same. We use thyme, oregano, fresh basil. It's yeah. Europe is so small. We use every kitchen in our kitchen.
Mm. And
Yeah.
go ahead.
If we make a pesto, we make it with the basil like the Italians do, but we make it with rocket salad also. Then we do it with asparagus or with a little fish. We grill them. So we have it. Yeah, we're in the center of Europe, so we have all the good produce.
Yeah, it couldn't be better, right?
No, no, no.
And so, Reggie, let's go throughout the day. What was a breakfast that you grew up that's typical in Belgium? Maybe it's a weekend special, but let's go through the day meal by meal and start with breakfast.
I think the basic in a week, normal in Belgium, I think it's just bread. Bread in the morning with a coffee or with a chocolate milk or fruit juice. But in the weekend we take a croissant. So it's the
Mm.
French part again, a croissant, or we bake an egg with it, or we eat oats also. So that's for breakfast. For me, it's my kind of breakfast. So I eat oats with fruit or an egg.
Great. And let's move into then lunch. And would you say actually before we go and talk about lunch, is lunch or dinner the kind of biggest meal of the day in the culture there?
I think dinner is the biggest part in our culture. We like our dinner. We like a hot food at the evening,
Mm,
and it's more comforting then. So
definitely.
at noon, I think most people. I don't talk for everyone, but I like it for to eat a croque monsieur or a salad or in the noon. But at the evening, we cook a lot.
And what time of day is dinner typically for you?
Well, for me, I work hours that are very early because at the police I start at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So I eat at 6 o'clock. I cook about 5:30 and 6 o'clock. I eat my foods
Okay.
for dinner.
And like you said, not every day is meat, potatoes, vegetables. But what
No,
what are, in restaurants or in your home that recipes that you've created that are truly Belgium in their tradition?
oh, we have stew, beef stew with you call it French fries, but it are Belgian fries. It's nothing French about French fries. Uh, no, we have a beef stew, and that's made with beer. So we
Mm,
bake it first with onions, then we let it bake so it's beautiful brown, and then we put a brown Belgian beer in it.
okay.
So we have beers with a high alcohol, so about 12%. We use very good beer for it. We let it stew, and then we eat it with a fry, a Belgian fry. It's very good. Salad at the side, and then it's very good. That's typical Belgian. But fish also.
Okay.
We live by the North Sea, and we eat cod. We have every fish from the North Sea. We make it here. So
Great. A nice variety that you can,
yeah,
throughout
yeah.
the week. And
If we go to the city, we can eat sushi. We can eat Belgian food. We can eat everything over here.
uh-huh. Is there a day
There's
most people eat it out in restaurants versus cooking at home?
Oh no, and the weekends. In the weekend, they go more to restaurants, I think. But here in Belgium, there's a real food culture. If you're out in the street, you go out and eat in a restaurant. For us, it's not a typical day. If we're tomorrow, we do a trip, yeah, we go out to eat. So we won't rush home to eat at home.
But you have the skill to be able to cook at home, and all your the food pictures that you post are always delicious looking.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Yeah, I love cooking.
awesome. The one thing I do want to ask about, for those who haven't been to Belgium, what is it like, in cities or in towns? How prevalent, how common is it to see the waffles and the chocolate that Belgium is known for?
Oh, that's if you go to Bruges, you will see waffles, you will see chocolate, you will see beer. But if you go to Ghent, I don't think you will see the chocolate. You will see chocolate everywhere in Belgium, and you will find waffles also in every tea room you go. You will find waffles, pancakes, always. But there's so much more than the waffles and the chocolate. Of course,
Yeah.
we're famous for our beers also.
Hmm.
We have it, the beers in America. The Stella Artois is Belgian. The Duvel is very known also. It's also Belgian. We have the six Trappist, and we are the only country who makes Trappist.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's one in Holland, but the other six are from Belgium.
Hmm. And where
And
are those based out of? How close are you to those production centers?
oh, they're produced by monks, and they are everywhere in Belgium, but the most is at the Ardennes. But everywhere in Belgium is like in 2 hours you're there.
Oh, wow. And is that a something, beer, you mentioned the stew that is, beer is used in that, but just to drink, obviously, is that typical with dinner, or do you see that kind of different parts of the day?
I think Belgian people drink beer any time of day. Not in the morning, not in the morning.
Mhm.
Maybe 11 o'clock, but we are a food and drinking culture here, so it don't care when you should drink or eat here.
And what makes these Belgian beers different from the rest of the beers around the world? What do you think stands out?
Oh, I think we have strong beers, and they're very good taste like, and then we have the blondes, we have dark, we have amber colored. It's a real culture here in Belgium. If you go, every city has a beer,
Mm.
so we're known for it. Yeah, like the Germans are known also for beer,
Hmm.
but that's more a lager kind of beer. It's a lighter beer.
Okay.
If we drink a beer, we like to drink one good one in place than three small beers.
Do you have a particular favorite, Reggie?
Yes, I'm a doodle drinker. It's a devil in English, so that's the kind of beer I like to drink.
Awesome. And I do want to go back to waffles in the same sense with beer. What is it about Belgian waffles that is different from, what makes a Belgian waffle?
Well, we have a few kinds of waffles. We have her from Luik or Brussels,
Mm,
and the Luik one is much more dense than
okay.
the Brussels waffle. The Brussels waffle is an airy, crispy waffle if you bite into it, and the other one is it's more creamy and more taste,
Hmm. And
and
they're
you can
typically
have it with
served.
everything. Yeah, typically it's served with powdered sugar,
Okay.
but a lot of people eat it with whipped cream or strawberries. That's one of the best kind of matches, I think. Ice cream with it,
Ooh.
also. Yeah,
So maybe for dessert.
yeah. They're most of the time made for dessert. We don't do it for appetizers. It's
Mhm.
more the dessert kinds we eat here.
Okay. And what else is a traditional dessert that you eat in Belgium?
Dame blanche. Dame blanche is it's also French, but it's typical in Belgium. It's vanilla ice cream
Okay.
with whipped cream and hot chocolate over it. That's typical here in Belgium. If you go out to eat and you want to eat something after dinner, yeah, a dame blanche or an Irish coffee. Lots of people drink an Irish coffee after dinner also. It's with whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about, snacks throughout the day? Are there snacks that are traditional to the country? Any that
Traditional. I think we adapted so much food from other countries that I think traditional is the croque monsieur is a traditional thing we eat at noon, but it's French again. So we adopt a lot of things from other countries actually.
Yeah. And have you ever, I'm curious, ventured into making croissants yourself?
Croissants? No. That's something. I'm not a pastry chef. I like to cook, but desserts is not really my thing. But
Hmm.
croissants, it's something for. I leave it to the specialists. It's with lots of butter, of course, if you want to do a good croissant,
Uh-huh.
and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and also a lot of knowledge about that. And that's not my region actually.
At least not now.
No, not now. No.
So, do you have a favorite recipe that you make, throughout the year for special occasions?
Yeah, it's not Belgian actually, but I like to make pizza. I like to make pizza a lot. I make my own dough. I make my own sauces. So that's something I do. I have a wood burner in my garden. So yeah, that's something I like to do. Barbecues. We do barbecues a lot also,
Okay.
and we make our own pasta. So I don't think yeah you're making a program about cooking in Belgium, but it's half Italian, it's French, it's everything.
Uh-huh. Do you have certain going back to your pizzas, do you like certain toppings? Do you experiment with different combinations?
Yeah, I experiment a lot. I sometimes I make a white sauce with goat's cheese, and then use figs on top. Use honey. Uh, Work it off with thyme, and it's something else than the normal pizza margarita with the tomato sauce and the mozzarella and the basil. So it's nice to make other things. I even make my sauce from pumpkin, so no tomato sauce, but a pumpkin sauce. And then I use a more stronger cheese, like Roquefort, the blue fungus cheese.
Yeah.
And then again with the honey to contrast a little bit, and
Mhm.
with some rosemary, it's very nice.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And I can't help but notice, and I'm sure others have noticed behind you, the Christmas tree, which leads me to
Yeah.
ask you, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
What are some food traditions around holidays in Belgium?
Well, I don't think it's about food. I think it's about being together. It's
Hmm.
family. The holidays that they're just about family and friends. We don't in my family we don't care about what's on the table. It has to be good food and there has to be drinks, but it's about the warmth from the family and enjoying happiness and being together.
Hmm.
We can eat Belgian fries with meatballs and tomato sauce. It's no problem on Christmas. That's no problem. We don't have to have the fancy dinner, but it's being together is most important.
Mm, that's great. And what was your kind of favorite holiday growing up, and why would you say, if you had to pick one for.
Yeah, I think every Belgian kid will say Saint Nicholas, but Saint Nicholas is not like in America. We have it on the 6th of December, and then we as kids we just get presents, we get toys. At the 6th of December we get toys. So for every kid that's the most fun day.
Okay.
The Saint
That's just
Nicholas
about
comes,
a week away.
and Christmas also. Christmas, Saint Nicholas, but here is Saint Niklaas, it's called. But Saint Nicholas, as you know it, we have, for us, is the Christmas man.
Ah.
It's also the 25th of December, but for us, it's the Christmas man. So it's two different men with long beards, with red clothes, but they bring presents 2 times.
That's such a neat, something that people around the world don't realize the differences in a shared holiday, but the way you celebrate it's different.
And by food, we always get chocolates at the 6th of December. Chocolates and speculoos. I don't know how they call it in American. It's kind of like a bitter cookie with some ginger and cinnamon spice in it. But it's tradition. Every time 6th of December, you get speculoos and you get chocolates. Always.
I believe it would be gingerbread cookies here in America.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but not just the same. No, not quite.
And what about gingerbread houses?
Yeah, no, that's something typical American, and Germany does it also, I think. But in Belgium, no gingerbread houses. At Easter we have chocolate eggs. That's a lot of chocolate in Belgium, I think.
Yeah. Is there a certain type that's seen as the more authentic, if you're thinking about white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate?
I think, yeah, for the chocolate knowers, it's the pure chocolate, the 58% and all the percentage that's more than the 58. And then you get the pure chocolate and the real taste of chocolate. I think a lot of countries know chocolate as the milk chocolate, but for us, that's no chocolate. It's no taste in it. That's. But we give our children at those holidays, we give the chocolate, but we give lots of chocolate. So in conclusion, most of the time we eat the chocolate because the kids, they eat a little bit of chocolate and all the rest is for, dad. And then use it for chocolate milk or chocolate mousse, or it goes in some recipes, so we don't have to waste it. Yeah.
There you go. And are there, are you familiar with Hershey's chocolate?
Yeah, I know the Hershey's. That's with the peanut butter, I thought. No?
The Reese's cup. Yeah. And so,
yeah.
I'm curious, in Belgium, how are other chocolate brands viewed by Belgians?
We don't have brands, but we have real chocolatiers, and they do weird stuff with chocolate here. Okay. We have one known chocolatier, it's Dominique Persone, and he combines chocolate with Coca-Cola and puts crisps in it. If you bite into it, it does in your mouth. Or he used wasabi, he used ginger, chili pepper, vodka, gin.
Wow.
You can think of it, or he combines it with chocolate and it tastes very well. With bacon, he has chocolate with bacon. So, and if you bite into it, you say, okay, it works. Strange, but it works.
Wow. It's a neat experiment of different flavors and chemistry and all of that.
He's also the maker of the chocolate shooter. That's he made a powder with chocolate and ginger and chocolate and red fruits to sniff. So you shoot, and with your saliva, it combines the chocolate, and then you get a little rush in your head and the taste in your throat of the chocolate. Wow. So, yeah.
he's
creative. It's a real thing. Yeah.
And Reggie, I wanted to ask you one more thing, about your career and what kind of, how do you combine your career in cooking with your, cooking for you and your daughter at home? How do you balance that,
Well,
your passion in
my
both?
career, I, I was I was a chef, and then because of my daughter, I changed my work.
Okay.
So it's a how do I say it? It's a big kitchen. You
Uh-huh.
can't go so creative in the kitchen where I work. At home, I'm more creative,
Mm.
but now I'm busy with a new website. I'm busy to start to write a book,
Oh,
and
wow.
maybe I'll start a food truck also. So the creative part is on the other side, and because my daughter is now a little older, so now I don't have to be home all the time. So I did it for her, the job I have now.
Got it.
But it
It's
will
very exciting.
evaluate.
Go ahead.
It will evaluate the things I'm doing at home. I will go outside with it.
I want to ask about this food truck. If you were able to start that, to launch it, what would
Yeah.
you sell? What would you make?
I would like to do some healthy world kitchen, but like traiteur. So with small snacks,
Mm.
but more snacks. So kind of like tapas, but the healthy kind of world fusion. That's something that's boiling in my head now.
I like that. That'll be really great, and keep us posted on that because love to hear
Yeah,
more.
well, okay.
Awesome. Reggie, is there anything else that stands out, in thinking about the food and the recipes and the culture and traditions of Belgium that you want to share with us?
I think the biggest things I already said. We are, yeah, we love to eat, we love to drink, we love to cook, and
Mhm.
that's Belgium really. If you have a glass in your hand, you drink one glass, you eat something, and that's a simple way to say that's Belgian, I think.
And it's happiness too. And,
Yeah,
like you said.
yeah, happiness and warmth. The world is strange enough, so we try to make it a little bit better.
Yes. And food and chocolate, that can all do it.
Yeah, yeah, it will.
All right, Reggie. Well, thank you so much. I want to just, the one thing I always end with is, how can those who are watching this video, both now and after the fact, how can we find your food content and stay connected with you?
Well, I think my content will appear on my normal Instagram, my Reggie.s, and there the new website will be linked at that one. So, and from there on, everything will be sent. So
Great.
it's the normal Instagram Reggie.s.
Awesome. Do you have a ideal plan when you think the website will be launching?
I think about 1 month, or maybe the start of next year. I think it will be online.
Okay, great. We'll keep an eye out for that. That's awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been so fun learning about Belgium food and all the different tasty things that
It's
you
a
do
pleasure. It's a
throughout the
pleasure.
year.
It's a
Uh,
pleasure.
Thank you so much, Reggie. Have a great evening.
Okay, same for you. Bye,
Thank you.
Jessica.
Bye.
Bye.